Hi guys, it's a Goldie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as I had promised, I said I'm gonna be telling you guys about how I went from 3 different facilities just to give birth to one human being. Yo guys, it was terrible, I'm not gonna lie, and it was a lot, you know. So I'm wearing this also so that I can show you guys that after I gave birth, my pigmentation did go, especially like I think it went like the first week after giving birth. I didn't have marks like I used to. So if you really stressed out about your pigmentation, I'm here to tell you that it's gonna go when you are done with your delivery. Yeah, motherhood is difficult, guys. Like, Diakovisha, and I'm doing this now because my baby is asleep for a little while, and yo, it is a lot. It is a whole lot. I'm tired. My eyes, my body. I'm in pain. Yo, it's not even nice, guys. But anyway, it's also a beautiful journey. You know, there's so many things that I'm learning in between, and there's so many things that I'm also grateful for. You know, I would say we were prepared, you know, like I think when we found out that we are pregnant, we started putting processes in place, like procedures and stuff like that. And I did tell my partner that I don't want to give birth in a public hospital because of the things that people say. You know, I think that was my biggest fear. And I was also thinking about like, you're not going to be there for me, you know, and I want you to be there, you know, and the only place that would allow like a partner to come while you're giving birth is like a private hospital, you know. So that was our first option. You know, I didn't want to look at other options because I was like, I'm too scared to go to a public hospital because of how people talk about it, and I don't want to experience my birth like that, right? So we started putting procedures in place and made sure it's okay, this is how we're gonna go about everything. My partner and I were ready, guys, financially, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, every color that you can think of, we were ready. Okay, I think we thought we were ready. So my due date was supposed to be on the 4th of October, right? And the estimate that the doctor gave me was between the 25th of September to the 4th of October. So anytime that time I can give birth, but on the 4th of October, that is like the initial one, you know. So from the 25th, my partner and I were like all geared up. It's okay, he's not working too far because anything can happen now, you know. So we were like literally preparing for that. Yo guys, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 days later, the baby's not coming. But I'm still relaxed because I have this thing yokuthi hayi ngiyifo. Yo, ifo zifike guys, ifo mazifika, the baby's still not here. At this point I'm panicking because I'm just thinking, what the heck is going on? Like, this is not how it's supposed to happen, I guess. So on the 4th we go to a doctor, and then when we got there, she did explain to know, after the estimation we might have another window of, I think, 5 days. Yeah. And she was like, no, don't stress a lot. If you don't get like if your water doesn't break and you don't get any contractions, then we're gonna create that for you, you know. I was like, oh, okay. So they're gonna induce me and then I'm gonna go into labor, you know. I was like, oh, okay. So we still on the clear, we're still good. She's like, nah, we're still okay, don't stress. Hi, at this point she's telling me not to stress. Oh, and when she checked me, she was like, no, you are just 1 centimeter. Like now, on the 4th I was 1 centimeter. I was like, okay, at least I'm going home knowing one thing, which I didn't know when I got here. So at least, but I need to be 10 centimeters to give birth, right? So I still have 9 more centimeters to go, but my panic is less. But at this point it's less, but it's there, you know, like when you're panicking less, but it's there. And then when we got to the doctor, or my partner also asked about like a private midwife. So how can we get a private midwife that's gonna also give that has, I think it's, yeah, water birth. Because at that point I was panicking. I was just like, okay. And I was like, okay, let's try that. Maybe on the 4th we are looking for private midwives. We got a midwife, and then the midwife was referred to by our doctor. And then our doctor was like, yeah, things are gonna go well and stuff like that. She was very positive, but at the same time, you know, in other hospitals they always push this agenda of C-section, and I really wanted to give birth like naturally, or at least try, you know, before we go to extreme measures, like at least try, you know. So and I was also looking at like a C-section in that hospital. It was very exuberant. I'm not gonna say how much it was, but it was very exuberant, and I was like, it's not gonna work, you know. Like after this child gets here, there's a lot of things that need to come into play, you know, so we can't just be unrealistic like that, you know. And then we got the private midwife. We went on the 4th. At that point, guys, I am so tired. My eyes are red. I've been crying. I'll show you a picture. I didn't even take a full picture, like full, because I had like my eyes were like this small, like Adumilela. Yo, at this rate, I'm praying and I'm crying. Have you ever prayed and cried at the same time? But you're also holding your tears back because you're in public. Oh, I'm so stressed, you know, but I'm also trying to pull myself together because I kind of don't want to stress my partner, because he's looking for private midwives now, and he's just trying his best to just hold me, you know. And yeah, at this point, guys, we got to the midwife. She did a few tests and stuff like that, and she asked us to do our blood works again. At this point, I'm so annoyed because I did my blood works with the doctor. You can just transfer the blood works to the midwife, like, and to do those blood works, it's another expense, you know. But at this point, I'm just like, my manager's like, no, don't stress, just let's just do this and we know we're done, you know. So I get to be open to something, but we haven't even tried. We can't be open to something that I don't want. I didn't want a C-section done, and I was not gonna do it without trying a natural birth. At least I must try and not do it, or I couldn't. Then we can resort to that. But don't let that be your first option. Like, excuse me. And she's like, no, the thing is, with people that are giving birth for the first time, you should not aim that high. Yeah. At this point, I'm so angry, but I don't even want to argue with this lady, because I'm just like, you know what, I just want my baby to be here. I don't have time for you, and what you're telling me right now is pissing me off, but I'm not in a good state to even argue or just answer to that. Like, if I feel shy, guys, the baby's not coming. Like, I'm crying. I'm just like, yo, my baby, the child is not coming. What am I gonna do? Yo, guys, we are going. He's organizing a matric dance for a Northview. So at this rate, like, it is chaotic because the matric dance is tomorrow, like the 6th, and now he's up and down, you know. Like, Pella, we were thinking what's by the 4th, it is over figure, so 2 days window period before the matric dance, so at least. But now it's 6, so it's just a whole lot. Stress and it's just everything in one. Oh, like, I'm just stressing, you know. Nothing happened. Slowly, well, 3:30, my water broke. It's like 10 hours, I think, before the baby comes, after your water breaks, depending also on how dilated you are, you know. So at this rate, I'm just like, ooh, okay, -1. I can see the light. I'm just like, ooh. But I didn't want to wake up my man because I'm just like, he has to raise, because this morning he's going to this matriculations thing and it's just a whole lot. And if I'm gonna give birth, he has to rest because he's gonna be there and there at the same time. Yeah. Well, so I explain when he wakes up, I tell him, "So my water broke yesterday, and doesn't have." Oh, and then he called the midwife and then asked, "What should we do?" And she said, "No, you guys can come in." And then we went. I must figure la payana vele. Guys, umntwana uyavuka. Ayisifike vele, masifika ayenze check-up. And she checked how dilated I am, and I was 2 centimeters. But the only challenge now is that my water broke and I'm still 2 centimeters. By now, maybe I should be, when she said I should be maybe like 4 or somewhere there. Yabo? I'm stressing, I'm panicking, I'm hot, I'm cold. There's a lot going on. And because when we left the house, I didn't eat because it was like the emergency for my man. So we had to rush to this place just in case something is gonna happen. Hi, and then she did the checkup and everything else, and then she was like, no, since the water broke, maybe I estimate it was maybe around 3-4 today you would have given birth, or you will be giving birth. And then she's like, if it doesn't happen around 2-3, then I'll have to induce you. No, she said 11, I think 11. She said I'll have to induce you, and then it's gonna give you contractions. Then you'll be fully dilated by 4 or 5, somewhere there. So my man is asking, what should we do? Should we stay or should we go? I tell my man, asambi, because this lady's like, no, you know, these days everyone wants to do a vaginal birth. You must also be open to a C-section. Yabo? And at this point, I'm not liking what she's saying, because since we got here, she's been talking about the C-section thing. And my thing is, we haven't even tried the normal birth, but you are pushing for the C-section. Yabo? And which means if we're doing the C-section, she's gonna start the job, but she's not gonna finish it because she's a midwife. She can't do that procedure lapo akon. So she'll have to transfer me back to the hospital, which is next door to my doctor, the one that I come from. So which means at the end of the day, we're gonna have the bill of the midwife and my doctor. Doesn't make sense. We could have just had one bill, my doctor, and we're done. So I'm just like, I'm not at ease with what this woman is saying, but I'm just like, let me just calm down, because at this rate, I just want my baby to come, nothing else. But I also feel like this lady is just, you know, cool. My man and my man asked me, it's okay, are we gonna leave, or are we gonna stay? So I was like, hey, she's telling me about if she starts the procedure and she doesn't finish and it happens in the C-section, then she'll have to transfer me next door, or she'll have to transfer me to Edenvale. So I'm just like, you know what, because it's still in the morning, and the way this one and my doctor, the way they're speaking, rather let's go to Edenvale now, because it's such a name, yabo, and then maybe they'll get a chance to see what the problem is, rather than me Edenvale late, because I don't want to go back to my doctor. My gut feeling is telling me no, don't. Yabo. So my man is like, no, let's just stay the course. I'm just like, yebo baba, sale guys. So my man comes back home, sale with this lady, and in my exercise. So starting a ball like that ball you used to gym, the yoga ball. sense. How? After a while, babes, she takes out paperwork, like real paperwork. She's like, I must sign here, I must sign there, I must do this, I must do that. I'm just like, I'm not signing anything. Ngizomela welcome abuye, then uzoyenza. Because at this rate, like, anko 100% kahle, uyangibona, like anko sharp. Yabo? How? At no, it helps, like it calms you down, it doesn't jalo, but I cannot do that. And I felt like I keep it dala, welcome back corner, why I keep hanging my paper, I keep saying one. So guys, at this rate, I'm so stressed, I'm worried, I'm panicking, I'm praying. I've been praying in my heart, and I'm just like, yo God, yo guys, yo. Hi, babes, nyambonut. Oh, sekayenza. Welcome and share nine. When I'm called, it's okay if you give birth here. I need to call the pediatrician. I need to call the Ubali man. Ubali. I think Ubali banta by phone. I also need to find out how much they're gonna need from the money you guys are gonna pay me. So babes, akakayenzi nama exercise I too, since in feel and guys nama exercise I too. She's already organizing people and asking them how much are they gonna get paid, So I'm just like, hey, and it going like, and it going nyan. Like, what is going on? And kulabantu magabafonela. Like we emphasize at this thing yes section ukuthi no when amele bekhona in case kuzomela umrefere ayenze section dezinjalo angazi bekhona nobani, but I'm just like hey, I'm not loving this, like I'm not jamming with this. At this point I'm angry, I don't want to talk, like cause ngiyazi ukuthi mangakhuluma manje ngizobakwata, like I'm very rude. So I don't even want to talk because at this point I just want my baby to be here, you know, and I don't want anything else. Yo babes, ayenza ama calls umshiye lapha ngaphandle nebhola, but ngikudistance ukuthi like ulana ne, and then mina yabo umnyango ukuthi uphi, like kune sliding door lapho mina ngime lapho ngenza ama exercise but yena ula, so I can hear ama conversations and stuff like that. Maybe after 2 or 3 hours welcome comes back around 11. Guys, abantu, people kanti abantu banjani yo guys, like abantu yo, I don't know, hi anginikeze this syringe thing in Ndingatsamanzi and something sandish. So hey guys, I drank the first one around 11. Maybe could say like after an hour. Oh, years old. I learned to like ingenza amaphini ama buhlungu. And she's like, yo, it's still not dilating. Yes, it's still the same. At this point, uthi senza ama exercise ne. But guys, ngintshela ukuthi uyabona umuntu pregnant abheka upside down. Yo. Khona I think it's a istubu ne. Summer tiles, to ceramic. Maybe singakanani. Maybe istubu sakhona maybe singaka ne. Maybe singaka istubu sakhona ne. Athi ngibele phezu kwazo ne, ngiguqe ngamadolo. Then ikhanda lami ngilise phansi. Guys, at this rate I'm not understanding this exercise because I'm just like, logically umntana uyayehla, like uyaphezulu. So ngiyamtshela ngithi oh, she's telling me I should stay in that position in my pregnancy state. I should stay in that position for like 30 minutes. Guys, I couldn't even stay in that position for like 10 seconds. It was hot outside, I'm breathing heavy, and the fact that my legs are on top, my head is down, I felt like my chest is like ivalekile. Yo, I'm so annoyed. So ngiyayehla ngithi hayi like at this point I'm so annoyed. Guys, I don't even wanna, angifuna ukurasa, but I'm pissed. So let's try another exercise, because this one because I'm feeling my body like ngiyasha, guys, and inyawo zami zibheke yo ngiguqe ungaguqe phezu kwama-tiles. Yazi inyawo zami that time, and I was heavily pregnant. Inyawo zami bezidumba. I couldn't even bend my knees properly, and you're telling me to bend my knees and look down. Ngibheke phansi, ngibheke ikhanda phansi. Yeah. And she's like, no, you must not be lazy. You must. This thing is painful. I'm not doing this exercise. Let's do another one. The ball is better, because at home I use my ball, so it's better. At this point, my rudeness is coming, but I'm just like, calm the F down, girl, because you need to give birth one way or another. At this rate, I'm so annoyed. Like in dinegileng fall, mama. Yo. Hi guys. So she's like, okay, when the pain comes, you must. Yabona isofuthi linjani? Kwi armrest, ne? Athi ngihlale bese I do this. Like izandla zami zize ziyobamba lapho umuntu ahlala khona. Guys, bengathi ngenza back flip. Yo. I'm just like, no, these exercises are painful, girl. Like zibhlungu. I'm like, angizifundezi. Ngicela senze the eyeball. So she's like, no, nale sofen uthi lengathi backflip. She's like, no, you must do that one for like at least mangayenza for 5 minutes. I'm like, hey man. And then she checks me again, maybe after 2 hours. Uthi yo, the baby's going up. At the back of my head, I'm just like, the exercise you are doing, lama exercise soyenzayo ayisa umntwana phezulu, obviously, even a fool knows that. Yabo? And she's like, no, the exercises are okay and stuff like that. And she's telling me the child's head is swelling up. At this point, I'm annoyed, I'm angry, and I'm just like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to take my baby up so that I won't be able to give birth properly, so that you can do the C-section? What are you trying to do, girl? And manje, remember, I'm not on my full capacity because I'm induced. I have this pain that is just taking over my world. So I don't even have the strength to fight, and my partner is not even here. You know, I just like, hey. Like, just, can we just stop this and can I just go home? Maybe I'll give birth at home. Yo, guys, I was so annoyed. Like, yo, guys, I was so annoyed. Hi, and then she gave me the second dose. Apparently, guys, the second dose was not necessary, but she gave me. At that point, the pains that I'm having, yo, guys, they are painful. You know, I've heard people hurt me in my life, né? And I've experienced pain, but there's a different kind of pain when you get induced. Yeah. At this point, guys, ngikhathele. Keep in mind, I didn't eat, ne? Ngikhathele. Since ngivuke ngo-3 phela. Like from 3, after 3, when my water broke, I didn't sleep. Manje sekuyoshaya u-4 wasemini, since ngila kulo mama senza ama-exercise from ekuseni. At this point ngikhathele, amanzi wami ayaphela, guys. And amanzi wami waphela, my child becomes uba kwi-danger. Yo, so I'm just like, yeah, guys, kifrikani. At this point nje ngihlangahlangene. My man comes back and he's just like, okay, what are we gonna do now? Because sekashayile lobo 4:30, bega ba estimator, and the child is still not here. And with those 2 dosages, and she's still saying to me, I'm not dilating properly. And she's telling me the child's head is swelling up, and the child keeps on going higher and higher. Yeah. And I'm thinking, They are taking the child higher. Can't you see? Or is it your intention? Oh, that's being yo guys, angisadinekanga. Yazi udineke ne uze ushe. Guys, at this point I'm just like, this lady is taking advantage of me, and she's just taking me through a lot. And you know what was mostly annoying in the process, ne? She kept on being, no, you're gonna be fine. Oh yeah, you know. At this rate I'm so annoyed. No, my sweetie pie, continue. Just 1 more minute. Exercise. At this rate I'm just like, the frats.